For most of my life, I felt like I was behind. Not dramatically, not in a way talked about. Um, just this quiet feeling that everyone else had figured something out that I hadn't yet. I spent 22 years as a senior administrative assistant. I was good at my job, and I mean really good. I showed up every single day. I took on more work than was asked to. I learned constantly. I supported everyone around me. And I watched people move past me, younger people, less experienced people, people who spoke up in rooms where I stayed quiet. I told myself it was fine. I said, my time will come. I thought maybe working harder and being reliable would eventually be noticed and rewarded. I was comparing myself to everyone around me and coming up short in my own mind. And here's the part I'm not proud of. I was undervaluing everything I was doing. Every skill I had, I called just. I just handle travel and expenses and Word templates. I just support the team and handle compensation. I just keep things running and I plan events. I just self-taught myself how to do HTML. Every single time I use the word just. That word cost me years. I stayed quiet when I should have spoken up. I waited when I should have asked. I kept giving everything I had and telling myself it was enough when really I was afraid that if I asked for more, I would find out I wasn't worth it. That is what feeling behind actually looked like for me. Not falling apart, just quietly shrinking. And then things started to shift. Not all at once, slowly, and honestly, a little later than I expected. At 49, I finally got the courage to ask for what I deserved, a raise and education reimbursement. I had been afraid to ask for years. I finally asked, and I got the raise. And I also went back to school. I had dropped out of college at 19, and back then I made myself a promise that someday I would go back. Well, at 49, I kept that promise. I actually walked across the graduation stage at 54. My husband was there, two of my daughters were there, and my grandson, who was 2.5 years old at the time. I was not the youngest person in the room by a long stretch. I didn't even care, not even a little bit. I was so proud of myself. That same year, I got my motorcycle license at 54. And then at 55, I was promoted to a senior program manager. After 22 years of being overlooked, someone finally saw what I had been doing all along. And then at 57, I was laid off by a phone call. And instead of falling apart, I decided to start over. I built Stay Sparkle Supply from scratch. I started creating content. I started helping women over 50 recognize the strength they had been overlooking in themselves for years, because I know exactly what that feels like. Here was what I realized looking back at all of it. Nothing I did was wasted. Not 1 year, not one skill, not one hard moment. Everything I lived through was building something I couldn't see yet. I was never behind. I was just slowly becoming. So here's what I know now at 57 that I wish someone had told me when I was about 37. Truth one, timing is personal. There is no universal timeline for your life. The age you get promoted, the age you go back to school, the age you start something new, none of that has a deadline except the one you put on yourself. Your timeline is yours. Truth 2. Quiet skills still count. The ability to read a room, to make people feel safe, to stay calm when everyone else and everything is falling apart, to show up consistently without being asked. These are not soft skills. These are rare skills. And if you have them, you've been undervaluing them your whole life. I know that's what I've been doing. Truth 3. Speaking up matters. I lost years by staying quiet. Not because I had nothing to say, because I was afraid my voice didn't matter enough. It did, and it still does. Yours does too. Truth 4. Reinvention is real. I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but I am living proof that at 57, you can build something completely new from everything you have already lived. It is not starting over. It is starting with everything you have learned throughout your whole life. It's a fresh start, not a blank slate. Truth 5. You are not late. I need you to really hear this one. Whatever it is you've been putting off, whatever dream you've been telling yourself is too late, whatever version of yourself you've been waiting to become, you are not late. You are just like me. You are still becoming. We all are. If any of this resonated with you today, if you have ever felt behind, if you have ever undervalued what you do, if you have ever stayed quiet when you should have spoken up, I want you to know you're not alone. I'm in the exact same position as you, but I'm moving forward from it. And you are not behind. Maybe you are exactly where you are supposed to be. If this spoke to you, start with my free 7-day life reset guide. The link is below.